Hi everyone, welcome back to the Wealth Corner. Today we're going to kick things off with my personal finance journey. So I know it might sound cliche when they say the work that you do in your 20s will pay off in your 30s and the rest of your life. It's easy to say yes, but I promise you that once you've experienced it, you recognize how true that is. It's paying off for me. Today I want to share with you the things that have been working for me, the key lessons I've learned on this journey so far, and what you can possibly do yourself. So if you're ready to take control of your finances, hit that like button and let's get started. So like most of us, I didn't have that much financial knowledge. Even when I finished my undergrad, all I did was save. And when I got my first official job, I told myself my goal is to save 10K by December. And I ended up saving a bit more than 10K, probably 11K of that year. And I probably started that job like mid-year that year. I was so committed to saving that, and I think that was the first light bulb moment of the kind of person I would become. Seeing that goal come to life, it really did light a fire in me. After that, I tried making money online, doing questionnaires, things like that, but I always wanted more. Now, back then I didn't have goals for a specific reason. I was just saving. All I knew was I didn't want to be broke. I remember even talking to my sister, she would ask me, how am I able to save so much between a specific time period? But I literally only spent money on my commute to work and lunch. And if I had a party to go to, then I would, buy clothes for that specific event. Sometimes I couldn't believe at that point that in that same period where I was just saving, sometimes I couldn't even believe I was doing it myself. Note, I was not into budgeting or investing or had any significant side hustle at that time. Just a regular girl just saving her money. So the year COVID hit, I was working remotely at my job. And during that time, we weren't really allowed to go outside. It was really life online. So for me, in all that chaos of doing my actual job, I ended up purchasing an ebook called Stock Market Gems by Chris Johnson. So this is 2020. So he's a guy I had been following since 2018. And prior to that, I remember seeing a tweet where someone was telling someone else that they shouldn't be saving so much money in their bank account. They should be investing it. So by the second time around, when I bought the ebook, I was like, okay, it's time to get into this investing thing. Like, I've seen it once on Twitter, and now you're talking about it. Chris Johnson is talking about it. So I really respected him in the financial world. So I just went in, and then later on that year, I also purchased a book by The Wealth Dad, and his book was on ETFs and index funds and things like that. And as soon as I finished that book, I started applying the information and ended up purchasing my first ETF. So just like that, I went from someone who was strictly saving to someone saving and investing. And in fact, even before I finished that book, I started setting up my account. I was just so eager to do more and get started on my journey. Like, I just remember feeling that rush of urgency. Just get this done, like no sticking, no lamenting on it, just straight motion. I've been locked in. I've been locked in. So for me, the desire for knowledge didn't just stop there. My excitement led to me talking to my coworkers about this. Do you know about the stock market? Blah, 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 blah. And then my excitement led to me moving to it online, I just started to post a bunch of financial content. I started following people on their own financial journey. So I was naturally inspired, and just think of it, all you had to do was scroll during COVID time. So I was just eating up all that information from all people, all sorts of people all across the world. So at that time, I could say I found my people online. So when I really started getting into it, I started posting quotes. I no longer cared about that aesthetic view of my Instagram. It was just quotes, quotes, quotes. My page then became a place to just share my wealth of information with whoever was interested and whoever was watching. So this journey really started at what I thought I was doing right with my money, the only way possibly, to the beginning of what I could do with my money. I want to stress that every year is not the same. The older you get, the more responsibilities you'll have. So the flexibilities that I had with my money in my mid 20s, I don't have that right now, which means I have to be even more strict with my money. So what matters most is that you're sticking to the vision. With whatever life throws at you, you just have to see that end goal regardless. I started implementing small changes that made a huge difference. So let's talk about what actually worked for me. So first things first, conscious spending. I didn't spend unnecessarily, I didn't move off impulse and make much emotional decisions. If it didn't make sense, I wouldn't get it. In fact, I have work sweaters that I still wear to this day from 2018 at my first job that are in excellent condition still. Secondly, digital products. So at first I did affiliate marketing for a guy I followed. So he wrote a book on options trading, and then I would just market that book, and anytime I made a sale on his book I would get a percentage, and I did that for a while. And in August of 2021 I released my own ebook called Investing in the Caribbean. I'm gonna link it, and it's also in my bio on YouTube. People from all over the Caribbean purchase this book. People in the US, UK, a lot of countries purchase this book, and this book had a lot of value in it. So that book in itself did well. Everything that I made, it went straight into the stock market. So this form of passive income, it really helped escalate my journey. Sold mugs online in that same year and in 2022, and in person. I was getting my feet wet with the online e-commerce part of it, and that did pretty well too. And again, the sales I made, that went into the stock market. Typically I'm a problem solver, so in this case this was no different. So essentially you have to look for a need. What do people need in this case? What is lacking here? That's the mindset that you need to have for anything that is service related. Digital products, I would say, definitely is the way. It's easier in the sense that you could have any knowledge on something, and who wants to support you will support you along this journey. So on top of that, I also capitalized on my salary increase. So once my salary increased, I did try to keep my expenses relatively the same. Things would change in the coming years, and hopefully my salary would continue to increase, but definitely advocate for yourself, and if you feel like you're putting in that work to get a promotion or just get a little raise in this hard economy, then do so. Definitely get your negotiating skills up and basically fight for your place to earn more. There's so much you can cut back on, but your earning potential is limitless. So don't even limit yourself to one single thing, because that one thing just never worked for me in isolation. So it's always about what's the next thing you can think of to get yourself out there, to get more, to earn more. So just think about that. In addition to that, I also really, at my previous job, I invested in my retirement account there, my 401k, and that company provided a 7% match. So whatever I put in myself, they would match that. So what I'll say too, at every single job you go to, just kind of look and gauge and see what their retirement plans are like, if it even makes sense to you, because you could be in a job and then they don't really have anything to help you. But at my previous job, their retirement plan was chef's kiss. Apart from that, books. I don't have these books here just for show, like, in fact, I want to show you guys how many books that I have purchased over the years. I'll be back. Let me just make sure I have all appropriate books here. Okay, you really do have to invest in yourself, and investing in myself is what even led me to having a YouTube channel, because it's knowledge. You spread your knowledge, and the more you know, the more you want to teach and educate and share. So apart from these books, I would listen to podcasts on a daily. And these podcasts from people who have made it, like Ramit, they would really tell you as it is. And I implemented so many things, and honestly, it's really only up from here. All of these little things, these habits, these skills, mindset, everything, that really helps the journey. So I hope my journey did inspire you. Comment and let me know what's one financial goal you're working on right now. And if you're interested in seeing more personal finance content from me, see you in the next video.